successfully funneled your way through everyday life and reached the best part of your day. It is Clash of Clans day number 4, and it's the Clan War Leagues once again. My name is Renee. I'm hosting the best event you can watch out there on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, wherever. Just watch it, make sure. And with me is obviously the best looking analyst desk that I could ever ask for. It's Galadon and Woody.
Thanks so much, Renee. Excited to be here. Day 4. Dark Looters 3-0 right now, Woody. Looking good.
They sure are. Howdy, 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 everyone. My name's Woody. I am so excited to cast the 4th day of this very first Clan War season, or Clan War League season, rather. The Dark Looters have been performing very well, and I think that they've got another win up their sleeves. Let's just see if they can pull it out.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, they managed their 3rd win yesterday. It was a tight one, but still they come out with a win. That's the important part. Once again, for you guys, there's still something to win. 2,000 gems over at Clash of Clans. That's the Twitter account. Make sure to take part in our poll and retweet it. First question of the day is actually about me. Kind of weird that I'm saying that, but hey, that's how it is. It is how many shows I did. And I can tell you, I look younger than I am. Hopefully that's true.
I would agree. I agree, Renee, definitely.
Thank you for that support.
Of course, you would say that, Galadon.
Hey.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But there are 4 options out there. You can either have 4, 12, about 40, and over 100. So,
not your age. How many shows?
Not my age.
Okay.
How many shows I did in my career, and I can tell you, you don't want to rewatch all of them right now because you want to stay here with us and watch the Clan War Leagues unfold on day 4. There will be a second question later on that day, so you can make sure that if you can't grab 2,000 gems, there you can grab it a bit later. So don't worry about that at all. For today, after yesterday's amazing, impressive final event, we all remember Professor's attack. Can't really miss that, right? He managed 3 stars on the very last attack and managed to get the Dark Looters the win with just 1 star up ahead King's Rock, the other powerhouse, basically, in that league. So it's looking good for them. And we sat down with Professor to make sure we get to know more about him.
Ja, hallo, ich bin der Nestil, bin 29 Jahre alt und spiele den Professor-Account. Also ich spiele das Spiel seit ca. 4 Jahren und was mich am Spiel gehalten hat, die Clan-Familie. Also warum ich die Strategie so bevorzuge ist, ich versuche mit meiner Queen einen bestimmten Teil der Base rauszunehmen und später benutze ich den King als Funnel für meine Miner und versuche dann mit den Minern die restliche Base zu legen. Sagen wir so, ich kann mich überglücklich schätzen. Das ist halt auch eine kleine Ehre für uns. Haben wir auch, sagen wir so, auch jeder einzelne Spieler von uns hat sich das erarbeitet. Man kann es nicht in Worten fassen. Es ist einfach ein geiles Gefühl, dabei zu sein.
An honor for them to be part of it, but it was an honor for us to see that last attack. I mean, that was down to the last second, down to the last star. It could have been better than that, right?
No, you can't write endings better than that, Renee. That was absolutely epic to watch that 3-star, and so unlikely. Town Hall 12, such a difficult place to pick up triples right now.
That's right, Galadon. You know, I've been watching and playing Clash of Clans for over 4 years now, and sometimes I see good attacks, sometimes I see mediocre attacks, but the reason why we have the Dark Looters here is because you know that every single one of these is going to be a masterpiece. These guys are 3-star experts, and I look forward to seeing what they can put up today.
Yeah, we will start with Eve and Maxi. Once again, he will lead the first attack for the Dark Looters. Once again, 15 attacks in total. They will do 13 of them live for us. Unfortunately, we had to play 2 before the stream, so don't get confused by our overlays during the game. And on the leaderboard, they're still trailing a bit because everyone else obviously played their wars already. So if we look into the standings, keep that in mind. They're doing their best to show everything here live, which meant sometimes they have to trail before they know if they're the best.
Exactly. So their opposing clan, no pushover today. They're down 25-4. We've got an attack starting up right now. And again, 24 hours of battle day. We're down to the last hour. They're saving it for you guys at home.
Eve Maxey is known as a tutor among his clanmates. He does lots of learning and teaching as well, but as we learned the last time we saw him, he was a teacher not just of Clash, but also of law. He goes to high schools in his local area and helps them learn a little bit more about the legal profession, himself studying for the bar right now.
Yeah, I heard he's just about to test to pass the bar, so we'll see what happens here. If he doesn't 3-star, does he sue the other clan? We'll see as he drops in a few loons and some minions to get things started. Looks like we're going to be watching a Queen walk shortly. Yeah, I think he's got a good performance ahead of us today. As a lawyer, I know that he'll perform well, and you can be the judge of that, Galadon. All right, so we've got more units coming in to clean up on the outside. There is the Queen walk getting started. Maybe that coconut loon. We learned that the other night, and it did its job right there. Picked up that black seeking air mine, saved it from taking out a healer. Beautiful job right there with that single loon.
Yeah, very nice catch. Now, it should be noted that Eve Maxey is a Town Hall 10 player, so he is punching above his weight class right now, attacking the number 8 player on the defending clan. What this Queen charge here is trying to do right now is eliminate as many of those air defenses as possible. She is going to provide a lot of the bulk of the initial attack here, trying to take out this Town Hall maybe, even if she can get a little bit more rage spell.
Yep, there you go, the rage spell. She doesn't need a wall break or a jump. She's going to be able to reach it and get it all by her lonesome right there. Beautiful way to grab the first star. And again, 10v12. 2 stars, since it's so difficult even for 12v12 to triple. 2 stars is going to be critical right here. Eve Maxey picking up that first star. Now it's just about percentage.
A really cheeky free spell right there to try to keep this Archer Queen alive, but forcing out the ability there as the main attack goes in over on the right side of this base. Let's go focus in on that as a wall wrecker, and a huge group of bowlers starts the avalanche of the attack.
Absolutely beautiful free spell, catches 3 different defenses. Of course, only 2 are firing on her units there. The Queen walk successfully continued, should still be going up to the top of the screen. So now you're at 50%, you're at Town Hall 10. You've just 2-starred at Town Hall 12, and the attack is still going strong.
Now, every time I queue up to try to find a base, my goal is always to try to get as much loot as possible, take as many trophies as possible. But in this war, Maxey is trying to focus right now on stars and destruction percentage. Those are the 2 things that will determine whether or not his clan is going to win this war, and then whether or not they will take the league placement #1 overall at the end.
Absolutely critical right here to pick up every possible percentage. And for a Town Hall 10 to get 2/3 of a Town Hall 12 base is absolutely impressive. The Lava Hound finally came over there, reached out and grabbed that Archer Queen, but 71, maybe another couple percentage points right here. This is really impressive for a 10v12.
That's right, another couple buildings may be going down here at the bottom. That last minion, the Winion in this case, trying to snipe that last 73rd percentage. Can he get it there? Got it.
That is amazing. Wow, that's just, I mean, you don't even oftentimes see Town Hall 12s getting 73% against another Town Hall 12. Here's a 10 that just did it.
Dark Looters off to a strong start here once again. I mean, they just continuing where they left off yesterday evening.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, you're right. If there's anything about momentum in these wars, you're in prep day 24 hours as you're in battle day of the next war. You're thinking about the last war, how it went. You're ready for the next one. And right here, again, easily 2nd star. There was never a question if this was going to be a 2-star once that Town Hall went down.
He has got no time to let up pressure, but Maxey, with that clutch hit, starts off with a 2-star assault on a relatively strong Town Hall 12 base. Now, most of the bases that we're going to be seeing here today are Town Hall 12 defenses. There is 1 Town Hall 11 for the enemy clan, but nevertheless, I think that was one of only 2 non-Town Hall 12 attacks that we'll see from the Dark Looters.
Yep, Eve Maxey at Town Hall 10, and the verdict? Overmatched? Not guilty.
Take a look at this next attack now. We've got Kalle moving in against Xuan Xin. Am I saying that right, maybe?
I have no idea, but I would go with number 22. But yep, you're a braver soul than I, as we see. This time we do have a Town Hall 10 opponent.
Coconut Loon catches a couple of Seeking Air Mines and draws out
might even be a Town Hall 11. I might have misidentified that Town Hall. Now that I see it in person, that is a Town Hall 11.
Yeah, it's an 11. You see that nice blue flame on the troops down there, indicating that it's the max available for that Town Hall. And it seems like we've got the Baby Dragon up top trying to chip away
it's
a few more percentage.
A great thing to point out, the blue flame,
yeah,
Woody, because the power potion, which players oftentimes save, this is an ideal time to drop a power potion on your army, get them boosted up to max level. There is no better time, I think, than a CWL war, especially a tight one, when you want to drop that potion and be playing suddenly with maxed out troops.
That's a great point, and I actually want to point out something else that Kala is doing here. He's making use of a clever little hole in the enemy base to be able to drop his hero in there and try to get a bit more damage. Unfortunately, couldn't take out the town hall with that little ploy, but maybe he got what he was looking for there.
Great observation, Woody. Some players will use that intentionally, trying to lure an attacker in right there. So whether that was an intentional or that was a mistake, one single wall piece right there would have closed that gap. Eve used it to his advantage, and now he's working the Lavaloon portion of this attack with tons of haste.
Great spells, too, getting dropped there in the center. Those balloons deal a lot of damage, but they go relatively slow. Important to get them onto their target as soon as possible. No! A tornado trap has drawn all of them into a nice little clump. That multi-target Inferno doing its best to take them out, but a nice Brand Warden ability going to keep them up in the air for a little bit longer.
He just barely got that Warden's ability off. The Warden was suffering so much damage right there. The balloons paused right there, because although they will continue to attack while they're in the tornado, they were out of range of any defensive structures and just helpless in that whirlwind.
I gotta say that this is gonna be the deciding moment right now, whether or not Kala is able to grab that 2-star. The Town Hall in the center is still quite healthy, but maybe he's able to knock it down if he can get these defensive structures eliminated. And then, I don't know, what can he do here? Drop a couple minions?
He dropped loons in that gap in the center, and they're going to help out with a wizard tower right there. You see the last loons weren't enough. These loons are just going to get that wizard tower down. Now they've got to rush over and face that archer tower. That is going to be the single last defense in this entire base that could stop this attack. Now it's just up to Old Father Time. Not Old Father me, Old Father Time.
Well,
all right, so
35 seconds left. I'm not too optimistic right now. That Town Hall has a lot of hit points.
I spent too much time on that time joke, and the archer tower took out the loons, and yeah, you're looking at... Ouch, okay, this is going to be tragic if they can't get this Town Hall down. They've got 22 seconds left. The minions, Lava Pups, working on the Town Hall. This is going to be so close. You can tell it's super quiet over there at the table right now. These guys are hoping that 14, 13, I don't know, it's going to be close.
Crossing their fingers, their arms, their legs, even their eyes. They've got 8 seconds left, and it's actually looking pretty good. The minions and the pups have stacked up, and with a few more seconds,
this is terrible.
It's going to go down.
No, it's not going to go down.
Yeah, it did.
Wait a minute, how did that? It said 0. It said no time was left, and it went down. That is unbelievable.
Wow.
Oh, man, that right there. I'm talking about when you're in a clan war, a 1-star is a tragic outcome. And I'm speechless. What happened, Woody?
I mean, you can call it Saved by the Bell. You can say they got it just in the nick of time, but I have no clue how you can possibly time it any shorter than that. There was not even a second left when that Town Hall went down. Clutching the 2-star there. Kala's got to be very happy with how that thing ended up, but a lot of sweat. Hand out the towels over there for the Dark Looters.
Cow.
They just love to let us wait for the last second. I got the feelings like they really love those nail biters in the end of their attacks. Once again, 2 stars for them, and they got lucky there. I really like that. Otherwise, this would have been a disappointment for them for sure. Like 1 star on this level. No, they didn't want to go for that. They needed that Town Hall. It happened, and third attack will be Smith, and I hope after that showing up there and the small party they had for the 2 stars, they can do it again.
Holy cow. I mean, I don't think that we've seen a single 1-star attack in this CWL season from the Dark Looters yet, so that would have been a first. They narrowly avoided a big mistake right there.
Smith, a happy warrior from the Dark Looters. I'd say he's kind of like the older brother of the group. He's got a lot of heart. He's a big morale boost to these guys, and he has managed to get a 3-star in that second war that we've seen, but whether or not he'll be able to do it again remains to be seen here.
Absolutely.
Queen charge at the bottom there trying to take out a few defensive structures.
Yeah, Queen is walking around getting healed by those healers. You know, Smith shared a story with me. He was in Johannesburg, South Africa. He's sitting at some random restaurant, and he's doing something on his phone. Of course, he's playing Clash.
Right.
A random person walks up to him without seeing the screen. Because he was holding his iPhone horizontally, he asked him if he was playing Clash. And there he was, playing Clash. Clashers around the world.
They just knew. That's the telltale sign. That and the little as soon as you open up the game, everyone knows. Oh, that's a Supercell player right there.
Dead giveaway sound. Oh, we've got the battle of the level 60 queens, but the attacker comes out on top right there. Doesn't even need to use her ability or a rage spell. Easily wiping out that other queen, and now we've got just about a quarter of this base down, but a lot of time used up.
Those healers are really helpful at keeping an Archer Queen up. If that's not a strategy that you've tried out at least once, definitely make sure to give it a shot. Archer Queen with healers is a deadly combination, able to take out about a third of the space so far. But let's take a look over at the main thrust of the attack over here. A wall breaker, excuse me, a wall wrecker, moving in with some miners inside to try to get this town hall down, Galadon.
Absolutely, and you've got that Barbarian King funneling around the left-hand side of the base. You see he's going to take a lot of fire and get those structures out of the way. That allows the miners to get in, get the town hall. 2 stars, 50%, and the town hall down. Now it's all about those heal spells and watching where the miners go. Smith also has a freeze left.
You can see that the rest of the base still has quite a few structures, and I'm thinking that there's not too many troops left in Smith's hand to be able to assault this base. Can he do it with just the remaining miners, letting this Grand Warden stay on top of them as long as he possibly can?
Yeah, the Warden now, there's the heal spell. That's going to bring them back up after that giant bomb. And now they're going to split up. Look at them go 3 different directions, Woody. But they're all still within that heal spell before they finally depart.
I think the chief miner was over there and he said, let's split up, gang. We've got a lot of ground to cover here and not much time left to do it. 40 seconds and the final heal spell coming out from Smith.
Beautiful freeze right there, catching the last defensive structures. They're starting to look good. Smith pumps his fist. He knows. Here comes a 3-star for the Dark Looters. First of the day. Tons of miners, plenty of time. Last building their holy triples.
And even the Queen is still walking around. A round of applause from the Dark Looters as they claim their first 3-star of the day.
It was the baby dragon saving those 3 stars. We all know that. That is true. But, wow, those miners, they had some strategic thinking to what they're doing.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's all about the heal spells with those miners. Watching them closely, sometimes their path could be tough to predict.
Digging holes around the map, and they found exactly what they were looking for. Taking down those Inferno Towers was a key advantage to the early stages of that attack. It kept that Grand Warden alive just long enough to keep the miners nice and healthy.
Some would call it a dirty strategy, but I think it's totally fair play.
Definitely.
I dig it. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and we don't want to throw dirt at anyone.
we all got one in there. That was good.
Shazza hopefully got some stars for himself as well here. We saw now the momentum getting over from Calais onto Smith. Smith managed the first 3-star of the day. Now it's this young man, Shazzo, that wants to follow up strong once again. I think now that we're in day 4, it will start to get to them. It's like, hey, I don't want to be the first one that does a 1-star.
Exactly.
Or maybe even worse.
No, most definitely. And an interesting strategy that we've seen here from the Dark Looters, definitely the fact that they've used some of their lowest town halls to attack some of the strongest bases on the roster. And this is really something that clans can pick up and maybe use at home, because what you want, you would think, number 1 attacks number 1. Let's have our strongest guy go after their strongest guy. No, if you could take out and 2-star their strongest with your weaker players, then your stronger players can drop just a little bit, maybe take out a slightly softer Town Hall 12 and grab that 3-star.
Anything you can do to help the rest of your clan get a couple more percentage, maybe 1 more star, is definitely worth it. And I gotta appreciate Shaso's attention to detail here as he starts that initial battle blimp hit. You know, Shaso is a Clash fanatic. He is a brother in arms just like me. He plays not only Clash of Clans, taking on roles of tutor and competitor here, but he also is quite experienced in Royale. We were playing together in the Electro Dragon Challenge the other day.
I did see you guys playing that the other day, and Shaso, an effective entry right here, not only takes down that Inferno Tower, but he's luring out the Clan Castle troops and Renee's baby dragon out to the edge, and then he's gonna drop the King and Queen and annihilate them with a poison spell, rather.
Yeah, that poison spell absolutely essential at destroying these Clan Castle troops. The only thing you got to kind of be worried about is these witches. They walk a little slow, and they keep spawning skeletons, regardless of whether you want them to or not.
Yes, Shaso had to use his King's ability right there as the Queen, the witch, is so slow to come out, and her skeletons will actually precede her, and then finally clearing out the Clan Castle, moving on with the rest of that kill squad.
I gotta say that Barbarian King can swing that sword pretty hard, but he's only got 1 of them, and if there's 15 skeletons swarming you, there's not a whole lot you can do but pop that ability. Look out for the Queen now.
Watch out, just in time. The single target Inferno targeting the Queen. He used the ability just before she went down, and now, unfortunately, with her archers gone, she goes down, and 1/4 of the base. There you go, one more time. 1/4 of this base is down before the main Lavaloon portion starts.
Here comes the primary push. It's over on the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock position here. 2 Lava Hounds to soak damage for these balloons. They don't do a whole lot of damage, but the Lava Hounds have a ton of hit points and give these balloons a chance to make their way downtown into the center structures.
Absolutely. That first Lava Hound drop went after that baby Inferno Tower. Obviously, it was targeting the air defense, but Shaso wants the Lava Hound to get popped by the Inferno Tower.
As soon as it pops, it releases a ton of pups, and that's even more damage for Shaso's attack. Most of the key structures on defense have been taken out on the right side. I'm still a little bit worried about this defensive Archer Queen, though. She is popping these balloons out of the sky.
Absolutely. She is a force to be reckoned with right there, and she is going to take everybody out in the immediate area. Lots of loons down at the bottom of the base now. More for haste. There's one haste spell left, and you'll notice Shaso still has last two balloons just got deployed.
Now you might have noticed a skeleton spell in there at one point trying to take out this Archer Queen. It's quite effective at spawning lots of little bony brothers, but in this case, her survival means doom for this attack, I'm afraid to say. Shaso, with 25 seconds left, has still got a lot of this base to cover if he wants to get that 3-star.
Absolutely. I think that you can hear the groans over there from the Dark Looters as the Archer Queen did survive despite the Skelly spell, despite that work on the inside. And both heroes side by side, hand in hand right there, patrolling this base. They're almost sure that they're going to stop a 3-star. And actually, it might be time as well, but tough ending. Shaso so close, gets well into the 90s.
One of his best performances here, he has gotten a 3-star earlier in this Clan War League, but at 92%, he came closer than either of his other 2-star attacks in reaching that coveted hundo. Not this time.
Yep, so there you go. You can see that as that Town Hall goes down, the free spell right there is right on the sweeper, trying to keep those loons in on the Town Hall. They get it down for that 1st star, and again, surviving Archer Queen was devastating.
That's the crucial hit. It's really important to me that the Town Hall is now considered a defense. Makes it a lot easier for those balloons to lock on.
Yeah.
Balloons did all they could, but it wasn't enough in the end there to grab 3 stars for the Dark Looters. Still a 2-star performance. I think they can live with that for now. I mean, we saw the stars of their opponents, 15 attacks, 25 stars. So there's everything in there for them. 5th attack will be from Loons, and starting right now.
Loons is a young blood on Team Dark Looters. He's just joined quite recently, but he is a party animal. He's been on the road, or I guess I should say, to many islands now in Spain, the Canary Islands. He was talking about going to Tenerife, and after all that partying, it's time to now finally show down what he's got.
Absolutely. Loon's moving in from the bottom, and he's got the Lavaloon attack after this kill squad. He uses the free spell on that single target Inferno. That is going to be key because it's going to let that wall wrecker continue in and try to get the opening to the Eagle Artillery, and it does right there. That's going to enable units to get even deeper, but you've got that dangerous Lava Hound coming out of the Clan Castle.
You know, I noticed that wall wrecker managed to take down one of those freestanding walls in the center of that compartment. I'm not really quite sure why it targeted it, but maybe it had a good reason. Nevertheless, this Queen's having a little bit of difficulty with all these pups that are spawning out around here. Lots of damaging towers have locked on, and there goes her ability.
I want to be over there to make sure they press their ability, but I have no doubt they know what they're doing. They've got coaches that are helping them with these attacks, and they've done this thousands of times. Queen gets her ability off, and the last of the lava pups is out of here. King, it looks like he just expired down there on the left-hand side. And now notice there is a nice funnel right here from the top right for the rest of this attack.
But claiming about 40% of that base with the initial stage is a great start for Loons. As this Lava Hound's about to get burnt up, unfortunately, by this Inferno Tower, it looks like it's going to be time for the main thrust of the attack. The Lavaloon combination is the dominant strategy right now shown by these Dark Looters, and they are really showing how to do it with great 90% attacks.
Beautiful freeze right there, caught 3 different air defending, and then the Warden's ability as the Town Hall goes down, then the Loons almost have time to get out of the way. There they go. It looked like maybe only one Loon got caught by the Giga Bomb. That was beautiful timing right there. And then a heal spell, not something you see all the time. Beautifully used. It looks really solid right now. Looks really good.
I'm calling it, Galadon. That's a hundo right there. Yep. Loons has got so many offensive troops still left, and with the last expo now exploding, the Dark Looters are on their way to their second 3-star hit today.
Absolutely, the Loons, you got the cleanup minions, you've got the lava pups from those exploded hounds. That's exactly what you want to see. Plenty of time. Last building right in the dead center. There you go. Another DL triple.
Definitely up to the task of dominating this league, that's for sure. See Smith celebrating there. Another 3-star. That's an important one. They want to catch as many as possible here.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a tutorial on how to use your Warden's ability this week as you watch. Perfect timing right there. The balloons are going to get that Town Hall down and then move out of the way. And it looks like maybe just the one did get blasted by the bomb.
He's such a versatile unit, though. He's able to provide such a great life order to all the troops around and just tracks them really well, you know, unlike some other heroes that always seem to be going in the wrong direction. At least he's able to keep them up long enough this time to grab that 3rd star.
We talked about that. One day there will be the update with satellite navigation, so no worries. Then you can teach them where to go.
Little tiny joystick. There'll be a joystick in the corner of the screen to guide where the queen goes.
Next up is DDBB. Now with 3 stars before him and before he attacks. He got a good setup, I would say. Not much pressure on him. Looking good for the Dark Looters. They still have strong players coming up. So I think that could be a relaxed one. Let's see if he aims for 3 or is it the safe 2.
Yep, so DDBB with Yves Kaye over his shoulder helping to coach. You can see the little window there. DDBB, now I'm from Southern California. I would think that means dude, bruh, bruh. Is that right?
That's about as right as I can tell you, Galadon. I don't know anything that would be closer than that. But yeah, I guess if he's from California, he's got to be pretty happy to be here in nice, cool Poland now.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to be here and happy to watch this attack as the healers there. Man, those witches finally getting dragged into the poison. And you can't even really see the queen underneath the healers, but there, finally the last witch goes down. The queen walk can continue.
Crucially, not having to use either of those hero abilities to take out that clan castle. And now it's time for the miner brigade to start digging in once again. DDBB spreading out a ton of miners to go in, hopefully for that Inferno Tower. I think that's one of the crucial targets here to take down, as these heroes won't have much cover unless they're able to finish that big thing off.
Yep, absolutely. And then again, you see a little bit later than I was expecting, the Barb King goes into the right-hand side. He's the other funnel here. So you've got the Queen Walk that's also serving as a funnel. The Barb King down on the right-hand side by himself. Town Hall, lots going on right there. Looks like the miners should try to get through it any second now.
It is extremely important to DDBB that he's able to take out the Town Hall and the Inferno Tower there with those miners. Otherwise, they get burned up. But well done. And look at that, a late trigger for that tornado trap. Bad placement, I guess, by the defender here, but lucky start for DDBB.
Absolutely. You'd think the defender was expecting that to come in from the left-hand side. You'll notice how the miners completely ignored the wind. They go underground, get away from it, not a problem.
And you are also noticing maybe perhaps at the very top, that one lone Tesla tower. It can cause quite a bit of mayhem for cleanup troops that are trying to finally finish off the remainder of the base. There's even another hidden Tesla over on the right side.
Yep, and it looks like they're working on one at the very bottom as well, or it might be out of the way. Just took it down. Now the Archer Queen still has her ability as well, and the healers getting annihilated by that air defense, but not a lot left in this base. Dark Looters looking good. DDBB looking a little bit relaxed right here. Tons of miners left. And just 2 structures. And you know what, Woody, it's that Tesla at the top of the screen you pointed out that's going to be the last standing.
It's when they shift from that face of determination to utter joy once you realize that they know it's in the bag at this point. 3 more stars, knock them down.
Boom! Wow. There.
Not even Bob the Builder will be able to build something that these miners can't take down, at least not in that strategy.
Can you build it? Well, they tried, and you definitely know that a lot of these players have spent hours and hours on these defensive layouts. Dark Looters also, though, spending hours on preparation, and perfect prediction of pathing for those miners kept them up. They wiped everything out.
I gotta say, it's also really important to be reactive on the fly. The use of that Grand Warden Eternal Tome ability right when those miners were tearing down the Town Hall is what kept them up for a little bit longer and kept the dream alive for the 3-star.
Maybe another 3-star coming up, because it will be Civics with the 7th attack, and he's the MVP from yesterday. So there's a kind of history to his attacks. Let's see how he does today.
That's right, Civics looking to grab another 3 stars. The Dark Looters close in ever closer on the opposing clan's 25 stars. As you can see, it's now 25-19.
Just a couple attacks left for the enemy clan, so once the Dark Looters are able to pull ahead, they'll feel a lot more comfortable about going for those aggressive 3-star pushes. It's really important to try to get as many stars as you possibly can from each and every war, because at the end of the league, it doesn't matter necessarily who you beat, it matters how many stars are in your bank.
Exactly. Make sure that you watch those league standings throughout the week, throughout the wars, because you may have a tough plan to start, but you may have easy targets later in the wars. And of course, you don't ever want to give up, because it is, again, about racking up stars and the rewards for everybody on the roster. You don't even have to be playing. If you're in on the roster, you're getting those league medals. You're going to be in the shop buying some cool stuff in no time.
Beautiful timing by Civics here with the Archer Queen, able to take out the Inferno Tower and be quite healthy. In fact, afterwards, the Wall Wrecker providing a little bit of cover for her as she starts to chip away at that Barbarian King now.
Yeah, look at the Wall Wrecker kind of slid down those walls. I wonder when it was going to turn in and clip one of those walls. It indeed did. The Lava Hound and the Baby Dragon on top, causing a lot of problems in there, as is that level 48 defending Archer Queen.
Sneaky movement, but I gotta say, that is one of the highest value queen charges we've seen so far in this war, taking out so many key defensive structures and now working on the CC troops as well. She's quite healthy at that full hit point mark. Those healers doing a great job keeping her healthy.
Absolutely. Now you've got skeleton traps popping in there by the town hall. Lots more skeleton traps. Look at that. Was a heal spell in there. Now the battle against the Giga Tesla. No freezes here. So just hoping to get in there in time. There's the Warden's ability. Is that going to be timed correctly? That town hall looks like it should go down. And the Warden and the miners, rather, oh, they go underneath and avoid it completely.
Yeah, that Giga Bomb can deal a ton of damage, but if you're underground, you don't take hardly any at all. In fact, you take no damage while underground. Great selection of miners here to clear out that right side of the base, and I think that Civics is on his way to another 3.
That was beautiful right there. The Dark Looters were explaining to me earlier that oftentimes opponents will lay Barbarian Kings near the Town Hall so that those miners will indeed end up getting hit by that Giga Bomb. Didn't happen there. Civics very carefully takes out the King first.
Huh. Very clever strategy used by defenders, but it looks like Civics had no trouble deconstructing this base. Another heal spell that he had just getting thrown down there at the bottom to try to help that little wizard out.
Heal. I love it right there. These guys know what's about to happen. The Barb King just about full health. Notice the Queen absolutely full health. The Warden full health. These heroes are healthy, and so are the miners. And man, Dark Looters happy right now with yet another triple.
MVP from yesterday. Civics keeps up that streak they currently have going. Another 3-star for the Dark Looters. They couldn't be better at all now halfway through.
No, that was great to watch. And again, there's that movement of the miners. They went after the Expo first, a few of them, and there again, avoiding the bomb. They got hit by a giant bomb on the other side, but the Giga Bomb, much more powerful than any other bomb on the map.
Civics once again piloting his way to victory. We've seen now 9 attacks from the Dark Looters, and if they get a 3-star in their next one, they'll be tied up with 5 left after that.
Yeah, enough attacks, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure they will let the stars rain down here onto them, and up next will be Mutke and his attack. I'm pretty sure now with all the uplifting, this will be a good one.
Well, we're definitely seeing a roll right here for the Dark Looters. I'm hoping that the other clan is saving those last 2 attacks. You know, most of the time this week, we've seen clans that have already completed all of their 15 attacks. Maybe these guys are kind of holding a couple back, so it could put a little bit of pressure on the Dark Looters a little bit later here.
That Archer Queen in a little bit of trouble, forcing out the Grand Warden's ability by Mutka to try to keep her up. She does eliminate all of those Clan Castle troops, but at a pretty heavy cost. Using that Grand Warden ability when you don't want to can be expensive, but of course maybe Mutka intended for that to happen, and you could say it's quite possible. He's scored 2 3-star hits already this league.
Yep, and there the Queen, the freeze spell saves the Queen from having to use her ability, but that Inferno Tower, even though it's a low-level one, that is smart right there. Set your lower-level Inferno Tower to single. If you're going to make any of them multi-target, make one of the higher-level ones multi-target, because even a level 1 set to single is devastating.
Use of that Royal Cloak ability by the Archer Queen keeps her alive, tearing down that last Inferno Tower, and the bulk of the attack is now started. It's a ground-based assault now. Golem providing a little bit of cover for these wizards out back, who have now cleared out the first compartment on the eastern side of the base, Galadon.
I like it. Now the Wall Riker gets all the way into the core. You see those bowlers as well. Archer Queen finally targeting that Eagle Artillery, got just one more shot off, and now check out the Giga Tesla, absolutely electrifying everybody in the core.
Mutka is rocking and rolling. That Giga Tesla so close to going down, and there it is! Barbarian King still quite healthy, enjoying the life board that is still provided by that Grand Warden now back. All 3 heroes now having a little bit of difficulty as they've torn through the center section of the space. 2 skeleton traps now popping up to fight them.
Absolutely. Great jump spell right there by Mutke to get 4 different enclosures open, help those heroes get through. You can see both the King and the Queen just about to expire right here as all the healers are gone. Single target Inferno. King can't get there. Nobody's going to get that single target Inferno down right now, and those Wizard Towers are going to be just devastating as well to anything that's left.
It was a glorious setup from Mutka, but I think that he was relying on the heroes to be able to finish off that Inferno Tower in order to be able to grab the 3-star here. He's got 43 seconds left, so plenty of time, but he's out of troops, and with a Seeking Air Mine going off, that's the last Baby Dragon.
Oh, there you go. Renee's favorite troop is still alive and well, running around the outside of this base. But again, I really think it was the core. It was that single target Inferno taking down the healers one by one, left them completely unprotected. Nobody helped them out. And Baby Dragon would love to be the victor right here, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yep. Ran out of time, ran out of juice, ran out of energy, but a very strong base. You know, they only send Mudka against the very strongest bases. He's their pinch hitter, and he's going for his 3-star attempt, but once again, falling just a bit short.
Still a strong attack. I mean, nothing that they need to hype to anyone. I just love that epic shot in the end. The baby dragon right next to the flags. That was something.
Right here, you could see just how devastating that level 5 Giga Tesla is. If you're not on top of it, you don't have a heal spell, or especially a freeze spell to stop it, it can just really wreck any attack.
Hero's not long enough alive here to get the 3 stars for Mutke, but that can happen. We all know they don't know about traps, they can't scout, so all of that is new to them. No matter how good their strategies are, there's still something that they don't know before diving into their attack. And talking about someone diving into the attack, Eve a check. He will be the next one, and his attack starts now.
I know I keep talking about it, but the fact that you only have 1 attack, I realize it's a lot of pressure, but it's so much excitement. It really provides a whole new level to the game now, because there's no scouting, there's no, oh, I know where this is or that is. They can guess, they can conjecture, but they never know for sure what is lying beyond those walls.
That's exactly right. And not only that, but you also have back-to-back 7 attacks in a row in Clan War Leagues. There is no time to turn off the gas.
Exactly. Beautiful earthquake spells right there. As you can see, those were absolutely perfectly placed with precision right by the poison as they purvey the entire base and proceed in towards the point where they should be.
Evechek, the Road Warrior, has gotten 2 3-star hits already in this league. Can he pull off a 3rd one here, attacking the #1 defender of the enemy clan?
Exactly, so Evechek going up against it. He has cleared out the core, and now they're on their way out. Beautiful free spell right there. Look how it catches both the Expo and the Inferno Tower as the units burst through that wall, work through the worst of the defenses, and check out the P.E.K.K.A. all by herself down at the bottom left of the screen.
You know, he's got a beautiful line through this base. That P.E.K.K.A. is still dealing quite a bit of damage, as you noted there on the outside structures, but these 3 heroes that are left only have a few bowlers to help them out, and those are some really high-level walls, Galadon.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. You can see they're stalled for a bit, and of course, no healers. Now, the Queen still has her ability, so she's going to last a bit longer. And you'll notice there's not a lot of ground defenses in this area, but up towards the top right of the base, you've still got several up there. So really a 3-star out of the question right here, but a good effort, and it's going to be a high percentage attack.
Another very high percentage 2-star here from Evechek. The way that it works here in Clan War League is you get rewards based on whether or not your clan wins, and then also whether or not you are able to get 1-star, 2-star, or 3 stars. It's
exactly.
a great opportunity to use the points that you get there for lots of different rewards in the shop, not just loot that you can claim, but also the new hammers. Can you tell us a little more about those?
It's all about league medals. You want those league medals. You want your clan leaders and co-leaders to include you in on the roster. Even if you don't get a chance to attack to battle in the 7 wars, you will reap the rewards for every clan win and for the league win. Also, you've got the leaders can hand out rewards to players they see are the MVP. And as you move up the ranks to those higher leagues, you get even better rewards. I was early to call this a non-3-star. This actually came a lot closer than I expected, but a couple of Teslas on the corners helped stop any chance of a triple.
91% close, but not quite there. Not a 3-star yet, but they had so many 3-stars. I'm pretty sure that's fine now.
Absolutely, and I never did get a chance to answer Woody's question about the league shop. It's pretty exciting over there, Woody. Let me tell you, the hammers, a lot of players are underestimating the power of a hammer. I mean, this is an instant completion of anything, any sort of upgrade. If the hammer for buildings, for troops, it's going to be powerful.
Every single time you mention the hammer, I'm with a song in my hat, so probably completely off topic.
I just wish I had a hammer for my YouTube channel. Just
really
get it upgraded a little bit faster. You know, I haven't been putting quite as much work as I need into it. And Galadon, you're going to have to give me a few tips later on
the
that.
The hammer of subscribers.
Yeah, there are no gems that you can spend on YouTube to get more subscribers. That does not work. Hopefully it works for Lewis. He's up next at the 10th attack of the day. Besides the 2 attacks that were launched before the stream, Let's get it going.
Yep, so you can see the Dark Looters have now taken the lead. 26-25, Woody, but is this opposing clan sandbagging these last two attacks? I'm really hoping. It really disappoints me to see any clan that doesn't use every single one of their attacks, even if you know it's hopeless.
Oh yeah, you know, it's even more important to use all those attacks because you can't let any of your other clanmates cover you in this case. Like we said earlier, there's only one attack per member, so if you have 15 members and they have 15 members, if you miss any of your attacks, those are stars left on the table.
Absolutely. In fact, my own clan leader sent an email or a clan mail earlier today. It said, every attack is critical. Use your attack. If you miss, it's unforgivable. And then he looked at the little boot icon there.
Oh,
like,
no.
Okay, yeah. All right, so Lewis, Lewis grabs that outside town hall. So you see that outside town hall, kind of a gimme right there. Didn't even use any of his heroes. And now he's working on the left-hand side. So again, so many different strategies to these anti-3-star bases. But also, again, remember that 2 stars, the save 2 is always a good idea. That's why you're not often going to see these attacks that start on the far side of the town hall and then only catch it towards the end anymore.
Galna, can you tell me what's going on here with these defenders who have left little gaps in their bases where we can have deployment of troops like that? Or was that just where the battle blimp exploded? I wasn't quite watching what happened.
It looks like, I don't think there is a gap right there. If you look, there's 2 tiles. A gap would be 3.
Yeah.
Anywhere where you leave a 3rd tile is going to be that open gap. I think that was just the battle blimp that got in there.
Okay.
Great entry by the battle blimp. And, you know, it's another thing that I've picked up this week. I mean, I'm always using wall wreckers constantly. These guys, I would say over 50% of the time, I might be wrong, but close to it, they're using battle blimps.
Yeah. What's the theory behind that decision making?
Well, you know, the battle blimp, very versatile, is going to get deeper into a base. Sometimes there's a specific building that you want to target. Maybe it's an Inferno Tower, maybe it's an air defense, maybe it's the Eagle Artillery. Battle blimp can oftentimes get in there because, remember, you can activate the battle blimp. You can interrupt its path towards the town hall. It's always going after the town hall, but you hit that button, it's like the hero ability. It stops the battle blimp, it deploys its troops, and takes out, if you've got the right troops and the right spells, just about anything that's right underneath it.
Beautiful setup for this Lavaloon push over in the top side of the base, trying to target those Infernos and air defenses as soon as those balloons possibly can. Luis has got a great push going into the core now, exceeding that 50% mark, and now at that 2-star limit, Luis is looking for more percentage and to see if he can finish off the rest of this base.
Yep, great use of the Warden's ability. You see the Archer Queen defending right there, and that Sweeper, that is tough right there without a freeze spell. The haste spell's trying to combat the Sweeper as the balloons do finally get in, get that Sweeper down. 2/3 of this base down. But what do we have left? Heroes battling in the center. Finally, it looks like the defending Barb King is going to go down, but he took a while.
Yeah, it seems like there were just as many haste spells as troops remaining as they tried to march into the last compartments of this base. Luis from Dark Looters once again showing another impressive Lavaloon hit, but coming up a little bit short from the 3-star.
I missed where that Skelly spell was dropped, but Luis brought 7 different spells to this attack. As you could see, they're spread out all over the place. And yeah, probably, as we most often see, the Skelly spell goes down to help take out that defending Archer Queen.
A rainbow of spells, not enough this time for Luis to be able to claim 3 stars. The 85% timeout now as the Dark Looters put another couple up on the board and cement their lead.
Okay, I'm going to correct myself. I think that was 6 spells, but you got the CC Rage, so it looked like a 7 because it was already used because I couldn't see it because I didn't see it until it was after that. It's not the same, but it's not the same shape, so I stopped and I correct myself. Renee?
Yeah, totally. I agree. I agree.
Well, you know, I hate it when I get things wrong like that. You can see once they are grayed out after they've been used, it's kind of hard to tell what got dropped. But good use of the Warden's ability, good attack, but, you know.
Galadon admits he's wrong, and the YouTube comment section goes wild.
Yeah, we probably need to close down the stream right now. There's nothing else we can do. Doing good, but not doing good enough. At least from the perspective from the Dark Looters, maybe, because they are used to 3 stars, at least today and the previous days. They really hit strong on those opponents, and BTR is up next. It is attack number 11. Let's see, it could be 3-star number 4 today.
It could be. It could be BTR going after one of the, what we might call lower level Town Hall 12s. Obviously still very well upgraded, maxed out Eagle Artillery, but it is 14th on the roster.
BTR is a hard rocker. He's actually one of the 4 co-leaders of Dark Looters Y. And even though he is coming in pretty hard with a metal composition here. He's actually a woodworker. Like his father, he's been building wooden stairs for over 20 years now.
Wow, that's fascinating. Very interesting. We'll see if he can step up and grab the 3-star in this attack, Woody. As that queen is working hard, you can see the archers on the right-hand side kind of funneling. That's going to make sure that queen goes exactly where he intended as it works on defensive structure after defensive structure. This is great right here. Good rage spell. You'll notice he's going to work the healers into the rage, and now the queen is going to be healed fully.
Wall Wrecker's soaking a little bit of damage here for these other troops on the outside, but unfortunately, it's going to get burnt up by that single. Never mind!
Oh, nice
There's a free spell going down right in time to keep it alive, just a bit longer, crashing through the center compartments of the base.
Oh, that was critical right there. That free spell. Let the Wall Wrecker get through and get that other wall down. That was really what BTR wanted. Notice that wall goes down and opens a compartment in towards the clan castle and towards the Eagle Artillery, which is going to lead you to the town hall.
And it just goes to show you the exact timing that these guys have on attacks. Every single troop placement, every spell is done so that it maximizes the total possible value that you can get from him. Maybe if he had dropped that free spell a little bit sooner, wouldn't have gotten the Wall Wrecker all the way to the walls, but a little bit later, he might have died.
Exactly. That was perfect timing. And again, perfect timing there. The Archer Queen's ability, taking out the defending Archer Queen. Now she's into those 2 enclosures that were opened by the Wall Wrecker, ready to face the Town Hall as it is blasting away on those units. It looks like it took down the Lava Hound over there. You've got balloons moving in on the right-hand side as well. Archer Queen, oh, will she have enough juice with the healers to get that Town Hall down by herself? It's going to be close.
Tornado Trap draws in a lot of balloons, but they are now under the Grand Warden's ability, eliminating the Town Hall, and there's still quite a few left to take out the remaining structures on defense.
Oh, man, that was beautiful to watch that right there. Look at the Archer Queen healing back up now. She's got through the Town Hall. The Warden's ability was picture perfect. The balloons move past it. You got a haste spell. You've got another haste spell. These guys know what's happening. This is overkill right here.
Not even close. Oh, man, Galadon, tell the children to look away. This is an absolute rampage by BTR. Man. Total destruction. The 100% 3-star earned once again for the Dark Looters.
Dark Looters flying among the clouds, that's for sure here today. Ripping stars left and right.
This was poetry right here. Watch this Archer Queen struggling, the tornado trap, and then the Warden's ability. Every single balloon that was over the Gigabomb survived, and it was overkill. No other way to put it.
That's how you do it, man.
Yeah, when I'm on attack, there's never enough overkill. I love seeing 20 balloons still swarming through the base with the last remaining percentage still to claim.
Yeah, maybe Itsu can show us that and show the strong performance on every war day. So far, he got attack number 12 of the live attacks. Let's see if he brings enough balloons for that one.
Absolutely. Dark Looters already up 31-25. Opposing clan hasn't put up those last 2 attacks yet. So now the Dark Looters, again, it's not just about winning this war. They don't want to kick back and go, we got this. No, they want every attack to grab every star they can because it's that end of the week count that really matters, Woody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you get those league medals, too. So why shouldn't you try to grab a few more stars if it'll unlock a few more rewards? It's definitely value.
Certainly, because you know the other clans they faced, including King's Rock yesterday, are out there devastating other clans, racking up those stars as well. So never let up, and never, even if you're overmatched in a single war, grab those stars because it's likely you might have an easier match later on in the week.
That's exactly right. The Dark Looters are actually the only remaining clan that is still undefeated in this Clan War League right now, but hey, it could turn around at any moment. They are fickle, these troops, and sometimes they do exactly what you want. Sometimes they just have a mind of their own. But if you get more stars, that can help you kind of overcome the disadvantage of maybe losing a war or 2 later on in the league.
Exactly, and again, you know, the Dark Looters were placed in Masters 1, which was the highest league that anybody could start. But there are 18 league tiers, so it's possible that some leagues, some clans will promote up to higher leagues. Some may be demoted down to lower leagues where the rewards are a little bit less. So it's always key to try to stay as high as you can. Dark Looters definitely looking to promote at the end of this week to Champion 3.
Okay, yeah, very important. And the top 2, correct me if I'm wrong, clans are going to advance, and the bottom 2 get knocked down up here in Masters League. It might be a little bit different for your clan depending upon where you're placed, but let's get back into the action here real quick as the CC troops on the defense go down. Itsu is now making his primary thrust with Lava Hounds to block for these balloons.
And let's watch carefully for those skeleton spells. You'll see that he's got 2 of them. The Archer Queen is working on those loons right now as the units are working their way. You can see the Battle Blimp gets caught by the tornado at the top of your screen, and the Skelly spells go down. So watch for the Archer Queen to be taken out here shortly, as finally the balloons looked like they were going to pass over the Town Hall because it wasn't activated. Now he's got the freeze spell. They double back, take it down, 2nd star.
Great call, and yeah, that's right. Just as soon as that Town Hall takes damage, it does activate. Giga Tesla popping out and drawing all those balloons in close. But until that happens, they're just actually going to fly right over it.
Exactly, and there's the Warden's ability really late in this attack, but speaking of late, it's late for anybody to hope that Itsu is not going to 3-star this base, as that last single target Inferno, the Wizard Tower, is the only thing that can stop this attack. The Warden working hard. That's a lot of balloons. Splash damage, but they're going to get there. Down goes the Wizard Tower, 92%. This looks like another triple, Woody.
Gonna agree with you on that one, Galadon. Perfect planning from Itsu, crashing into another very difficult Town Hall 12 base, but doing it once again. The 3-star is in.
Look at Itsu still chill, shaking his head. No, you know, it's okay, guys. He picks up another 3, the king of Town Hall 12v12s. Right back into the replay, we could check it out as you see the tornadoes at the top of your screen. Watch the balloons as they pass by the Town Hall, because you either need to be at 50% or do a little bit of damage to that Town Hall.
Right.
Neither had happened at that point. We just hit 50% right as they were passing by. Then they turned around, they're like, well, we left something behind.
Beautiful timing, and just as soon as those balloons saw their target, it went down. They deal a ton of damage, and when they're floating right over the Town Hall, there's not a whole lot you can expect on defense.
Last life attack by the man, the myth, the legend himself. The man that turned yesterday into a win, staying ice cold. Probably had on his headset Ice Ice Baby. Who knows, but he did it yesterday. He might finish strong today once again, but even we're seeing all those stars they managed to grab today. It's not as strong as the 42 they already put up. These guys are so good now that a nearly perfect looking day is still not the highest score.
Exactly, but again, it speaks to the difficulty of a 12v12 triple, and I think that that's something we're going to see get even harder as players get a chance to work on upgrading those bases. We're still seeing a lot of baby 3rd Infernos, even on this base right here. Once players have everything maxed out, 12v12 triples are going to be even tougher than they are right now.
Now known to his friends as the Pimpel Taxi König or Plunger Taxi King, Professor passed a tryout for Dark Looters X a while ago, but then became a founding member and a war general of Dark Looters Y, and it's quite clear to see why. He's a master strategist and has great timing on these very difficult attacks. He's now moving in against the last remaining defender for Phu Tho, and it's the number 9.
Absolutely, yeah. So again, I think I had a chance to sit down and talk to Professor about his war-winning attack yesterday, and really he said everything had gone to plan. If you watch the way this one goes, I have a feeling he's anticipated every possibility right here. Notice how the king is now on the other side. Here come the miners from the top left. Big wave of miners coming up from underground. Beautiful funneling is going to control exactly where they go.
I can just imagine being an archer in one of those towers on defense, thinking, oh, this attack ain't that bad. Then seeing 25 miners pop out from beneath.
The ground rumbles, and in they come, annihilating everything in their path. The Barb King is down. Lots of Teslas around the Giga Tesla, and look at that. Heal spell, freeze spell, catching 4 major defenses right there. Those miners should be able to get in. It's going to be tough. They're within the aura of the Warden. And now a free spell at the bottom. Man, Professor's watching everything at once.
That's a bit tricky of an attack. I think Professor will be able to get this Town Hall down, but I think it was a bit of a Pyrrhic victory. Those Teslas dealing a lot of damage to the miners, and with bombs going off all over the place, it looks like the 2-star is all he's going to be able to grab here.
Yep, those healers are working really hard, but can't beat the Inferno Tower damage right there. And they're both going to fall to twin single target Infernos. A great attack, though, by Professor, 73%. I mean, you can't ever say that that's not a great attack, 70+% 2-star. But when we've seen so many triples today, it almost leads you to expect another one.
Look, as far as 2-star hits go, I would be quite pleased with this attempt. It was a massive surprise, I'm guessing, for Professor to see that many defensive structures and a giant bomb stacked right next to that Town Hall. A bit of an unlucky placement this time, but he got the job done, at least with regard to these 2-stars he claimed. A decent performance. You know, it's just as well as the enemy clan did, and I think that they cemented their victory at this point, so it's just
I think
icing on the cake.
Absolutely, because the other clan could only, if they had 2 perfect attacks, end up with 32 stars, if my math serves. Dark Looters, 36.
Yeah, the Inferno Towers putting an end to the dreams of Professor to get another 3-star, and yeah, still a solid attack, still 2 stars.
Exactly. Well, was it 34? I guess I thought it was 36. No, it is 36 now. So we're looking at the replay right there. But they have racked up 36 as their 15th attack is complete. And that is a strong lead.
It definitely is. Looks like they're cementing themselves there in the lead of their league. Doing a good job. And we will obviously bring you the other 2 attacks they already did earlier before we went into this live stream. So we will have Mobility DLY's attack up next. Oh. And then following up with another one. No, we're starting with Valley. That's fine to me.
Yeah, but it looks like Vale's attack is going to be first. And again, these are a couple attacks that got done earlier today. So we didn't want to leave them out, get a chance to show as they exhibited their dominance for the Dark Looters here a little bit earlier on.
Apologies, Renee. I know you really wanted to see mobility, but don't worry, don't worry. You're going to get to see that attack a little bit later. Just Vale first, or Vale, or however you pronounce it. But nevertheless, it's going to be a pretty strong Lavaloon hit coming on in from the Dark Looters.
Yep, and again, like we talked about at the beginning of the day, you can see those blue glowing numbers on the troops means that Vale used a power potion. So a lot of players asking me that in comments and Twitter comments as well. Now, what does that mean? That is a power potion. Use those. They are super valuable, immediately giving you those maxed out troops.
Takes a long time to get those troops upgraded. As we learned on, I think, the second day, it took a long time to upgrade you as well, Galadon. And so maybe if we can grab another one of those power potions to keep this war alive, the Dark Looters will be able to keep steamrolling through. Vale now making his hero dive over on the left side, trying to grab a few of those key defensive structures, grabs an air defense there, and at 25%, he's got to be pretty happy with just knocking down that first star.
Yep, and over to the right-hand side, we can see at some point in the last few minutes, the opposing clan did use their 14th attack. So they're at 26 stars after 14 attacks, only 1 remaining attack. And again, you guys remember, it's a 24-hour battle day, 24-hour prep day for the following war. So while you're in this 4th war, they're in prep day for the 5th war already. The moment that this war ends, you're going to start the 5th war. It's a non-stop war fest for 7 days in CWL.
I think it's pretty fun to note that Vale's been playing Clash of Clans since October 2013. One of the oldest, or maybe I should say longest serving members of this clan. And one of his pre-game rituals is to check if it's the right account. He is so proficient in this game. He doesn't just play on this account, but he's got multiple that he's running in on.
And with Supercell ID, Woody, it makes it so easy and secure to change your account on the same device. That Supercell ID, use it today.
Oh, very nice, Galadon. Yeah, that's what the script says, right?
Well,
yes,
it keeps you safe. It does. It keeps you safe. To be honest, you know, I don't know why anybody wouldn't use it. And yes, making sure you have the right account, probably a good idea, especially when you're playing multiple Town Hall levels.
Very handy, especially for account switching. It's like butter. It works on all different devices and all different games. I've got it on both Clash Royale and Clash of Clans. I think I even had it on Boom Beach for a little bit of time there.
Nice. Well, Vale right here is kind of wishing he could switch to another army to finish this off. Those heroes not quite strong enough. Good effort, but again, early attacks, solid 2-star, putting up the big percentages, 94%.
And look, if you were to say which remaining defensive structures will there be after a very close Lavaloon hit, Tesla, air defense, and a single target Inferno, those are easy answers to come up with.
Close once again to the 3-star. Not quite there yet. We all know that. That can happen. Still, it was enough in this war. We know. They definitely won. So, hey, that's all right.
They definitely did win. It was a great battle all the way through. Definitely momentum set early by the Dark Looters with these early attacks. You know, like we were talking about before, they saved these for us. You know, normally most clans are attacking during this entire 24-hour span. These guys saved almost all of these attacks for the final hour.
You know, the Dark Looters always get what they want, at least it seems, in those wars. So I hope that I get what I want. I wanted a mobility DLY on the last try. Maybe I get it on this one. Tell me more about that, Woody. Do I?
Oh, I'm very sorry. I was queuing up the final attack here. What would you just ask?
I asked if we now get mobility DLY, but look at this screen.
Yes.
All good.
That's
I see
beautiful.
it. Let's get it going.
Well, it's exactly what you wanted, and it's exactly what you'll get, Renee. An attacker mobility DLY, one of the most proficient attackers from the Dark Looters, scored a 3-star in the very first hit and 97% very close on that second hit. Let's see if it's going to be another 3-star here today.
Yet we talked about how long some of these players have been playing. I know that personally, Mobility has been playing since day one. Wow. The Clash of Clans was out there, and that you can't get any more experience than that. That's thousands, if not thousands, tens of thousands of attacks conducted, and this another very proficient and one of our first looks at Electro Dragons, one of my favorite troops at Town Hall 12.
Electro Dragons, a great new troop, and once they're at max level, they're pretty hard to deal with. Deal a ton of damage, and when they go down, drop a lightning spell on the ground. Let's see how Mobility DLY is going to use it in this case here.
Love the use of scattered loons outside before you drop those Electro Dragons, because although a Seeking Air Mine won't one-shot a level 3 Electro Dragon, it'll do a great deal of damage, maybe around 40%. So if at all possible, sacrifice a 5 housing space balloon rather than one of these massive 30 housing space behemoths, the Electro Dragon.
The Coconut Loon getting its job done here, and you're going to see now an interaction here in the center that's very important. Knocking down that Archer Queen leaves these Dragons with a lot of base left to cover, but they've got a good start so far. That's an easy Town Hall that they'll grab here in the center, but these Electro Dragons are starting to take some damage, and with quite a few defensive structures, still going to be able to cause quite a bit of trouble here. That single target Inferno, the air defense, it's going to be a matter of whether or not the Dragons can get there quickly enough.
Yep, and notice the placement of those rage spells earlier. Always critical to these attacks. Timing and placement, I've said it for years. If you can avoid overlapping rage spells like that, you're going to get the max value. She did, but still wasn't quite enough to max value it to a 3-star. There's a little 1v1 action over there, then the Electro Dragon. Oh, speaking of, Seeking Air Mine takes out the last Electro Dragon.
But that lightning can't finish off the P.E.K.K.A statue, standing strong when this attack is over.
At least something that stands in the enemy base sometimes. Let's be honest here. I mean, the Dark Looters go down that base. There's mostly not much left when they leave that base.
That's true. The statues will always be there, even if everything else gets annihilated. And a great job again by Mobility. You can see we were talking earlier about those rage spells. Watch the last rage spell. Notice how it just kisses the edges of the other rage spells. There's no overlap whatsoever. No, not like that kind of kiss. Like, like a butts. Like,
yeah, kiss
no butts, no butts. Just like it touches. It almost touches.
What do you want from me, Galadon?
I want you to go talk to Renee and see, because he's got some Dark Looters over there.
Let's send it over there. We'll figure this out later.
I got Smith with me, and day 4, win number 4. Seems like there's not much you guys could ask for, right?
No, we're pretty satisfied, I guess. I mean, was a good war, let's say.
Pretty satisfied. I mean, winning everything and not like, yeah, we did it.
No, we are. It was really a fun war. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, like got 6 triples out of 15. There's some space, but we were really happy. Like, it was a nice war. A lot of fun.
Always room for improvement. That's for sure. We all know that. But now that you've seen that you have been so successful, what do you work on next? Like, will it be even more preparation, more tactical, or will you try to line down that execution?
I think there are 2 things mainly. The first thing is just keep the things like we did before, like preparating all the bases, the plans we do. And secondly, there are so many surprises in all attack. We need to like think about everything that could actually happen, because yeah, base building is a tough thing, and yeah, we need to be prepared when we attack, actually, so, yeah.
Talking about things that could happen, let's talk about what happens, actually. How big is the party when you guys do in 7 out of 7?
When?
Yeah, when you win all 7 days. How does the party look like? Are we invited?
Yeah, hopefully we win all 7 days, and I guess it will be a party like every evening this...
it's a 7th win. It will be a party like every evening.
No, there won't be.
Live.
We got a couple of birthdays on Wednesday and Thursday, and I think even a Halloween party, so there will be a big one. And hopefully we get the win, like all the 7. Yeah.
Oh, guys, birthday parties and Halloween up ahead. Can we even keep up with that?
Absolutely. Talking about surprises, surprise parties. There's surprise parties in these bases for some of these attackers. And again, that's one of my favorite things about CWL, the fact that there's no scouting. You never know where the Teslas are, where the bombs and traps are. There's so much opportunity for ingenuity in base design.
cautiously optimistic. Smith telling us a little bit about the parties he's been having so far, but we know that there's even more on the table to come up with. A couple of birthday celebrations and even a Halloween event.
That's right, spooky.
What have you got in store, Renee?
For Halloween?
Yeah.
You know, I always go for that sexy witch dress.
Wow.
No.
I am really looking forward to the stream.
I thought it was the archer outfit.
That's a
I saw in the
problem.
dressing room, right? You said you wanted to be an archer.
I thought you doing the archer elf, and I do the witch, and then we go
I always do
together.
a giant every year. I have no.
No. You can't do the same that you always do. We're not okay with that.
No.
You got to grow the beard out if you want the giant.
Bowler. Bye-bye.
I thought it will be the mall center, but that's not right.
All right, what's up next, Renee?
What could be up next? 2,000 gems.
Oh,
that's what's
I
on
like
the line.
that. I like
Rule
it.
number 1. Oh, I guess you know the question, right?
I think so. I might even know
I know the answer. It's 42. Wait, no, that's not this
That
answer.
was a
39.
different book.
Different question.
Oh,
different
yeah, that's right. This is about Renee.
Okay.
We want to find out how many shows Renee has been in. So a wide variety of possible answers here. 4, 12, about 40, or over 100. So I guess it's up to Renee to let us know who got it right and what's the final answer.
I mean, like I said, I think I'm older than I look like, and I nearly got 15 years of experience in esports now, so that's over 10 years at least in front of camera. It is above 100. Sometimes I can't even believe it myself, but yeah, here I am.
You're a busy, busy guy, so over 100 shows, pretty impressive.
Well, I know I've been doing shows with you for at least a year now, and let's hope for many more to come, Renee.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Always up for that. Always up for giving even more gems out, so there will be a second poll following right after. Head over to @ClashOfClans and make sure to retweet that and take part in it. It's a bit more on the mathematics side, a bit more research maybe that you need for that, because it is about 2 witches, a baby dragon, and 6 archers. The equation. What does that give it to?
What does that equal?
Yeah, what does that equal? 40, a party, TH12 defense clan castle, or all of the above. I said that in the last stream. I was always bad at mathematics, so I won't even try on this one.
Well, it does require a little bit of Clash knowledge.
Yeah.
So
8 ladies and a baby dragon. What do they all mean? All combined, what do they add up to? I have a bit of personal experience, but I don't think that that's exactly what the question is trying to get at here.
Yeah, maybe that might be a little. Save that for the Dark Looter after party.
Yeah,
maybe,
the Dark Looter after party. Okay, I'll keep that one in my back pocket.
Yeah, we never talk about the after parties. I mean, you can see some of the content on Twitter. We do some background stories sometimes, but
hopefully not.
Yeah, most of the party stays where it is. That's all right. Next point.
Everything stays where it is.
That's not true.
No, I guess...
You can move around.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
you guys are both going to move around if we don't move on to what's next in the stream, I'm guessing.
Oh, you want to?
Let's keep it going here, guys.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep the momentum.
Absolutely.
Of the show. Up next is the MVP award. I said already yesterday it was Civics getting the big award, MVP today. Well, we need a new one. We need one for day 4. So day 4's MVP is... It is BTR1 amongst many today. They did a 3-star attack onto the opponent, and we will just dive right into the replay and figure out why it's the MVP, right?
Absolutely, let's do it. Let's take a look at this beautifully planned Lavaloon Queen Walk attack against a very high level Town Hall 12, maxed out Eagle Artillery, and notice right away he's picking off these unprotected structures, planning this out with the archers. Only 1 troop space for 1 building is a beautiful trade right there.
You know, it can be a really smart idea to try to have all these buildings spread out. It makes it a bit more difficult for Electro Dragons to take them out. It causes a lot of time for troops to have to travel all the way there. But if you're someone like BTR and you can take them out with archers, that leaves you still quite a bit of your army camp left to be able to deal with the main thrust of this attack, the Lavaloons.
Exactly, and you might think that these archers down on the right-hand side here to the right of the Archer Queen are meant to help funnel her away, but I think rather with the Archer Queen being such a demanding attack for time, you want to get as many structures as you can down early, because oftentimes, and we've seen it a lot this week, the Queen Walk starting an attack ends up running out of time before you get that 3rd star.
It's a bit dangerous, but the placements have just been perfect so far from BTR. Just dropping this rage spell so that the Archer Queen is able to benefit from it, and then the healers wander right into it to keep her nice and healthy. The CC does pop out here, and with a poison spell, you can see she's taking them on.
It's my favorite part of this whole attack right there. That absolutely beautiful poison spell. That single-handedly might have gotten BTR this MVP as that wall wrecker gets through the next enclosure, and it opens up 2 more enclosures. Love that free spell. Absolutely clutch. Queen is just going to have her way with the rest of the space. I love that.
Doing a great job at knocking down everything in sight. This Queen has got no trouble at all going into the center now. That wall wrecker doing a fantastic job knocking out that cross-section of walls. It's very important to be able to get a cross-section because that opens up many compartments all at once. BTR's attack strategy here now with these heroes already cleaning up about half of the base is quite easy. All he's got to do is use these 2 Lava Hounds and a huge group of balloons to be able to finish off the remaining defensive structure.
Like you said earlier, Woody, this Queen Walk got so much of this base down. A little help from the archers, but again, how do you even predict that the wall wrecker is going to hit a cross section like that? I still don't know if that was planned, intentional. I would love to talk to BTR and find out if he meant to do that, because that right there made a huge difference. Because watch the Archer Queen finishing off the sweeper. She's going to go around. She's going to go through this other wall and continue, and she gets healed up right here, back up to full.
Just enough healers to keep her nice and healthy, even with that Expo locked onto her, even with this cannon firing away. She will not go down. Like you said, Galanon, she's having her way with the space, and the Queen will have her way. She can move any direction she wants as far... Wait, that's chest, sorry. She can shoot very, very far, and clearly far enough to grab the 3-star in this case.
Again, and probably the biggest overkill 3 of the day. That's why BTR grabs the MVP.
Worthy of that MVP title, that's for sure. But that means with all of the stars accumulated now, we should have an update as well for the standings and find out where the Dark Looters are amongst all the other clans in their league, and I think that looks pretty good for them.
Well, it's not surprising. They're on top by a whopping 22 stars and a massive 3,950% damage, destruction, wreckage, whatever you want to call it. Woody, show me that cool trick with the stars that you said.
Oh yeah, check this out.
I didn't even know that happened. Yeah. I didn't even know that was a thing until Woody did it right before the stream. Like, what? Okay, this is really cool. And it's also something I just learned about today. Maybe making a video about these secret stars. 30 extra stars from Warwind's Dark Looters with a huge lead right now. Definitely looking to get promoted to Master 1.
That's right. It's something that I wouldn't necessarily learn, but from watching the Dark Looters, if you win, you get more stars. Good to keep in mind that you don't just try to grab as many stars as you possibly can. You got to focus those attacks and make sure that your opponents don't outpace you in the star game.
Probably not going to happen against the Dark Looters, that's for sure. They put up a show here the first 4 days. Looking good on the standings, looking good in every war so far. Let's see, maybe throughout the week, there's a tougher challenge around the corner for them. A tougher challenge for me would definitely be the mathematics question that we had on the poll. So I will give that to you, Galen, to explain to us how you actually get that result. Talk us through every single option.
Every single option. All right. Well, it's pretty straightforward. We know that the witches are 12 space, the baby dragon is 10, the archers are 1.
Yes.
They add up to 40, so that's definitely a correct answer.
So that's the right answer then?
Well, no, because think about it. They're in the clan castle. From what I hear, there's a disco ball inside the clan castle. It's always on. They're definitely in there. There's definitely a party up until it gets activated, and then they run out and do their thing. So I think a party is also correct.
Okay. But when they run out and do their thing, that's a Town Hall defensive CC, so all 3 are right.
That's right. They're running out doing their thing, so that means all of the above is the correct answer. Who knew?
We should call you the professor.
I knew the answer.
I knew too.
I didn't.
I think
I'm honest here. I didn't.
Almost everybody knew the answer.
Except Renee.
Yeah, I can't know all of it, right? I still need to do other things here on the desk.
True.
You can't know all of it, but you can know some of it, Renee. Come on now.
I do. I do.
What do you know?
I know, for example, all the different segments we do in the show. Do you do?
What are we doing next?
Yeah, there you go. See?
Oh, yeah.
Won this. Easy as it is time for the more relaxed part of the show. It's time for the Clash Challenge. And today it is more of a team challenge. We know that the caster desk is definitely trailing because yesterday we lost against Professor and his short nose, who showed us that this even no long nose can save us from losing. 3 stars is what he did in his nose deployment attack. There's not much we could do to stop them, so we're trailing. And the second one will be us, as a group, going up against the Dark Looters and hopefully win this. But for that, I thought after yesterday, you know, it's like I'm trying to improve my team, trying to improve my lineup on the desk, and make sure that we can actually have a chance. So I decided for reinforcements and for more support. So please welcome to the Clash Challenge, Klaus and Echo. Two guys that will join us tomorrow once again at the analyst desk, at the caster desk. There you go.
Little known fact.
Oh, look, did you see Echo's face? He was completely concentrated in the zone already. That means business.
Well, you know why? That was actually the Caster Clan Castle. They just got activated.
Oh, there's a Caster Clan Castle.
Yeah, and there they are. Now they're in action, and hopefully they're going to catch us.
CC stands for, right? Caster Castle?
CCC?
Oh, yeah.
Caster Clan Castle? Anyway, hopefully these guys will be able to help close the gap that the Dark Looters have extended. Yesterday, Professor, was it the shorter nose? Maybe it was more accurate on the iPad, Woody? I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, you can see that the Dark Looters definitely won by a nose. It was a close race, but actually not really that close. The Dark Looters pretty much obliterated them. But we've got a new challenge today. You saw the 3 casters going over there to join the Dark Looters at the desk. What are they going to be doing, Galadon?
Well, today we're doing the handoff challenge, where they're going to be attacking one by one and handing the iPad off to the next player. I think it's about time to go down and see if they've got this set up. Renee, you guys ready? Please?
We're definitely ready. I'm just happy that hands-off challenge doesn't mean that they cut our hands off. I was quickly thinking about that. It's like, oh, did they all knew about that? Because we will face 6 of the Dark Looters. As Galadon told you already, we will pass the pad along. Each of us is allowed to do basically one move. So decide on a unit and deploy it. That's it. No waiting, which means you can't just deploy the queen, then wait, and then give it to the next one to do the spell. So as soon as you did something, you need to pass on the iPad. And we're not allowed to run the iPad up and down the table, which means after I had the table, we need to give it all the way back to Echo on the outside there to start all over again. So we'll attack bases. Let's hope this time, actually, Echo, your nose was not really successful yesterday. We will not bring her back. The nose is out of business now. You can use your hands. Let's hope we do way better than that. And I have to say, I'm kind of intimidated by all those 6 Dark Looters on the other side. But at least they have way more to worry about, right? They need to pass the pad all the way down and all the way up again. So it's longer than us and hopefully more complicated than... No. Smith says no. We can say, okay, we skip the challenge. That's it. The show's over.
We're not here to win. We're here to just make them look good.
Can I exchange him for someone from the desk?
That's what we're here for. Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, that might explain.
You'll see. We have a plan for you.
All right, I think we're ready. Echo, get us in the game. I hope that you can explain me the game plan as soon as you pass.
We'll just tell you what to do as we go.
All right. Hopefully that's enough, Galadon.
We got you, bro. We got you.
All right, so they're ready. The friendly challenge is up, and it looks like Echo is going to start, Woody.
Big green. The colors don't change in the languages, man.
Okay, we have a Town Hall 10 we're going to go after right here. We're going to start out with our king right over here. Going to pass it over to you, Klaus.
Okay, so queen behind her.
Yeah, give some support, and we got that. Let's hit that king's ability right there.
King's ability.
You want a king's ability? Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Right back to me. Okay. And let's go in with the battle blimp right over here.
Okay, so dragon's back here.
Yep.
Dragon's
no, dragon, yeah, fine.
No, not right there.
Oh, you said like just go with the dragons there.
Okay, no, you're doing good.
I'll do it there.
Perfect.
Is that better?
We might need a spell for the Electro Dragon.
Yeah, he's out of there, so drop that rage.
Quick.
We don't have an Electro Dragon yet, right?
Go rage.
Yeah, it's in the clan castle. Watch that queen. Watch that queen.
Queen ability.
Grand Warden, too. Grand Warden, we got to get him in there.
Yeah,
get him in there.
Saved it. What do we do? I don't know.
Balloons,
Baby Dragon.
No.
Wait, Baby Dragon.
No, that's later. That's later.
Saving the day.
Balloons behind.
That was not balloons. Balloons.
Yeah.
Not
Go
there.
Oh.
Not there?
Over here. Yeah. Top right.
Top right.
There you go.
We need it. Okay.
Great fast handoffs.
Well done.
That was way better than I expected so far. We're still in.
We're in this.
What do we do?
Save the baby dragon.
Balloon. Yeah, keep going balloon. Keep going balloon. Good.
I'm going to go with the Grand Warden's ability in the center of the base. Clutch.
Baby Dragon. Sometimes you just need it.
The safety.
I do it until it's finally useful at one point. What? Oh, wait, we'll do that.
Oh, I've got a good idea for Renee. Right
what
now.
does that mean?
Skelly spell in the core.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
What do we do?
Swagger.
Oh, we did already?
Swagger.
Look at that. Oh, yeah. Before I touch double, then we're doing
We didn't even get all of our troops out.
Wow.
Finally!
Let's go, casters.
I was part of a 3-star attack.
You did a great job.
The baby dragons saved it.
Man, the caster is pulling one out right there, Woody. That looks good. Looks solid.
I can honestly say that I am quite surprised that the casters actually managed to get the 3-star hit, even though they were at Town Hall 12 attacking at Town Hall 10. It was a bit of a face stomp, but I'm pretty sure that the Dark Looters can tie it up.
Well, we'll see. They have twice as many players, so they're going to have to deal with twice as many handoffs right here. Could be
twice as many hands,
especially the amount of distance that iPad is going to have to travel as well. So you can see them lining up, trying to communicate as best they can. Going to be a long ways for this to travel back to the first player as they're getting it underway right now.
Well, Galadon, they say that 2 brains are better than 1.
Is that right?
Do you think that 6 brains are better than 1 in this case?
Well, we're about to find out, Woody. We are definitely about to find out. So here they go, 6 players working on this right now, and it's going to be tough. I mean, you know, you saw the communication between the casters right there, and it's, I don't know. I'm hoping the casters can pull it out. We need a win.
This is some extremely rapid deployment here. Down at the bottom, we got an Archer Queen set up with healers already. Tearing through the bottom section of this base, and not a whole lot on defense to be able to block him.
Got the Queen walk. They got the Siege Machine working in there. And again, it was kind of like yesterday with Professor's nose attack. You can't even tell that this is a bunch of confusion on the iPad. If you would just watch the attack, super smooth so far.
I don't think I've ever tried anything like this while I'm playing Clash of Clans. I think I'm a bit more try-hard, but it's pretty impressive that even under these difficult circumstances, they're still able to set up a really clean attack.
I think they made a wise choice. Notice they didn't bring something like 26 miners or a bunch of units. They just brought P.E.K.K.A.s in there around the outside, and that reduces the number of times they have to pass that iPad. Smart. These guys playing everything, Woody. This is, they're tough to beat.
Now, they could have had a little bit of trouble there with the skeletons, but thankfully, those heroes are still up and running, able to snipe down those little skeletons on defense. The P.E.K.K.A.'s still clearing that space out without much difficulty. Full health on these heroes still, and I don't even think they've deployed their king yet, have they?
No, the king is still sitting in pocket, as is one of the maxed out P.E.K.K.A.s, 2 rage spells and a jump spell. They're working their way through this base, 85% damage. No doubt there's going to be a 3-star right here. But, solid. But I'm being told by the booth right now that this might not qualify for as strong as an attack as what we just saw from the casters.
Really? Is that really the case? Because, I mean, they still have a P.E.K.K.A. and a Barbarian King. They're swagging some spells on the right side. The clean 3-star from Professor is not enough.
Absolutely great attack from the Dark Looters, but I'm being told right now that Renee's going to tell us a little bit more about what happened down there, and then we're going to find out what the final decision is on who wins.
I think it's pretty easy who wins this one, because basically they had 6 brains. Casper said that. We only had 3. And we managed to do the same 3 stars with just 3 brains and just 6 hands. And you needed way more work power and workforce for doing that. Yeah. So I would say it's a clean win for us. 3 stars. Sorry, guys. It had to happen one day that you lose. Your moms will still be proud. Don't worry about that. Actually, I have to say I was totally surprised that they were that good. Like, our communication, I thought that was good. We were doing good. And then you see them like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm doing this. Like, great. They're not even struggling at all, having time for a lot of swag. Yeah, I think there's not much we can do. I hope that one day we'll find a challenge where we clearly win against the Dark Looters. So we'll go back, think about it once again. Maybe Galadon has something for us.
Well, apparently the final scoring was because we had 3 players for the casters. They each got 33 1/3%. 6 players for the Dark Looters. They each only got 16 2/3%. So percentage per player went to the casters.
I am flabbergasted. No, Galadon, I will not stand for this. Listen, just because Renee has the microphone doesn't mean that he gets to announce who wins, all right? I think that if the casters think that they won, let's hear some applause for the casters if they won. Okay, now let's hear some applause for the players if they think they won.
Nope. Decision's already been registered.
Justice for the players.
Casters
I demand justice for these players. I am crossing across the line. I'm not going to be on the caster side on this one. I believe very strongly the players won that one. They had swag spells. They had a swag P.E.K.K.A. And this is an easy decision for me.
Absolutely,
I dissent.
So, 2-1. Dark Looters.
Security.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Can we
Bring them on, I'll take them all on.
Can someone please erase Woody from the table?
They say the pen is mightier than the sword. Oh, I have a mighty pen right here.
No, it isn't. Never mind. I'm pretty sure, like, I decided that we won. That's how it is. That's the good part of being the host. I'll say what happens. That's it. We won. Nevertheless, even if Woody is against us as the caster desk, thanks, Woody, and thanks, Lavaloon, for being with me on day 4.
Hey,
Justice
thank you,
for
Renee.
players.
It was amazing. It was a lot of fun watching the Dark Looters. 4th in a row. 3 days left, though. 3 exciting wars left to see if the Dark Looters can pull out and come out on top and promote to Champion 3.
Yeah, I'm real worried about them right now. They got those 4 wins. What I'm actually really curious to see is how many stars and how many 3 stars they can close out in these final 3 wars. They've clearly got a dominant spot in this Clan War League right now and on their way to get quite a few nice rewards. But it's going to be interesting to see how they close out the season.
4 wins we will ever get. That perfect week we'll figure out soon tomorrow at 6 p.m. CET. Don't miss that. Make sure to follow us on socials at Clash of Clans. For all the polls, all the giveaways we do, and all the background stories, everything around CWL. And I will be back tomorrow with new talent lineup, new challenges, new action, more Clash of Clans. See you there.
Hello, I'm Basti. My in-game name is BTR, and I play in Dark Looter since 3 years. I started with COC on January 2015, and I'm still playing it because it makes much fun with friends in competitive wars. My favorite strategy is Queen Charge Bovich because it makes a lot of fun. It's an honor for me to play on the first CWL match with my friends from Dark Looters.